This is a test for Apple.
Strike a Chord, a podcast by Arpana.
Hello and welcome to Strike a Chord. I know I say every episode is special, but this episode is really special. I have Kapil, Gappo, Guru, Vivi, Arora in the studio today as my guest, and we will start with Kapil, Arora and and Gappo later.
Okay.
Welcome,
Guapo.
Kapil. Welcome,
Guapo.
Welcome.
Guapo, it's okay. It's a Yolongo name for Guapo means water.
Yeah.
That's what the name was given. But anyways.
That is going to be a breaking news story, so we will get to that later.
Sure.
So, Kapil, we reconnected. I think the last I met you briefly was when you came and Rakhi was you guys were expecting a baby and you all came to pick up some food, and we just very briefly met.
Yeah.
And then last year when I started regularly and I started open mic, and Rakhi being my childhood friend, and I know you guys before,
go way
before
back.
you all even started dating actually.
That's true.
Yeah.
Way long time
Yeah.
back, right? How
Those
this
fun days. I remember I never knew about Powai, and you actually drove us when we lived in Bandra, and we came for go-karting and all to Powai.
so many good memories, huh? Like that.
We have many good memories, but we are here for better memories, to create better
of
memories.
course, sure.
So cut to last year when I regularly started open mics, and next thing I know, you come with a Didge. And for me, it was new. I always knew a couple, a friend, a businessman, the pilot before the businessman.
Yeah.
And we all were listening to the same kind of music back then. We used to go for shows, and we shared a lot of music. I even remember when this is a very weird story. I remember we were at Asutakuti Terrace. This is before, like, when we were young and doing nothing in life, and Kurt Cobain had passed away, and we were calling his spirit at Asutakuti Terrace, and you kind of scared us, and you just came.
Bokshi, all the witchcraft and everything. They went to that, So
I'll do another episode with Rakhi on
you
that
really
at
have
some
to
point.
get into that, because that was pretty interesting what these girls were up to.
So that was a musical connect back then.
That's
But
true.
you as a musician, tell me, how did the Didge come to you?
So it came, I suppose, in successions where, I've been playing the harmonica since I was a kid, and I've had rhythms in my head which I didn't know, and I used to grind my teeth when I was a kid just to, have some kind of a music or rhythm going in my own head. But I never understood that. As I grew, I played, got interested in playing that as something I do on the side. And then I played the flute, which I picked up, at a North Native American, kind of a festival that was there. And then I started playing the flute, and I've been playing the native flute for 15 years. And this is all on the side, it's something for my own peace, I guess. And that's it. And the Didge just came in just a very weird ways, where I had gone to a concert and I had seen a person play the Didge, and just on the side. And so it was interesting where I was involved in always playing some sort of wind instrument.
Yeah.
So I ended up with the Didge, and I was very happy from there on that I was able to have another instrument to learn and understand. And I love instruments. Like I love any kind of musical instruments, and I'm interested in them. But it's never been like that before. So the Didge that way came to me. That's what I'm trying to say.
We spoke about this a little earlier, and you said that how...
And then Rakhi was the one who told me first, that why don't you just get one and start to blow, and see where it goes. how you feel, and that's it. It was just a big flute for me. So sorry, what were you saying?
No, you were saying earlier, like we were just chatting some time back, and you said how the didge happened to you. It's not like you had to learn, or you were breathing into it, and it was you. The didge chose you.
Yeah.
And
I'd like to believe that, I mean, I think every everybody has some sort of story to that. But my main thing was that I feel that it came to me because I was not looking for like any instrument. I didn't even know about it till I saw it, and then Raki suggested it, and that's it. That's how it began for me. But that's why I say it came. Like I didn't go look for it. But other than like before, with the harmonica and flute, I did.
How did you take to the didge in terms of learning the instrument? Like,
right.
From not the contemporary way, how people would look at any other instruments which has notes and keys and written notes to follow. Didge doesn't come with written notes.
Yeah, that's so true. So that music is passed on, not through any written, but word of mouth and played and sang, and of course all that. So playing the contemporary style for a while, I then was interested in traditional for my own reasons, and when I did, and obviously there's a little very little space for teaching any of this stuff, and so the point was I thought if I could start listening to how they play and stuff, and it was not more than more of what they were playing. It was more of what I was trying to understand was like, do I understand what they are playing?
Yeah.
I was trying to understand myself in that. Like I was not trying to see whether I'll ever be able to understand that, because the how would I say, the probability of that is quite low, because I've never seen them. But I could understand the songs, and not the meanings, but I at least understood the rhythms.
The sound.
Yeah. So that was enough for me, and I said, okay, then maybe I should try, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's been a long journey. It is.
So
it's a very demanding instrument,
It is.
So.
How many didgeridoos do you?
I have many didgeridoos, and so I mean, here in Bombay right now, I have about 18 didgers. Yeah.
Another very interesting thing. Your stage name is Way of Yidaki.
Yeah, Way of the Yidaki.
Way of the Yidaki. Now, as a common person, I know this instrument as a didgeridoo, but there's a more sacred term, Yidaki. Could you emphasize on that?
Yeah, the didgeridoo is just any instrument that's made not in northern Annam land by an Aboriginal person. Anytime an Aboriginal person makes a proper, a cut tree from the eucalyptus tree or any tree that he uses, and makes it there, then that's called a Yidaki, because that's its traditional name. And there's a interesting story about behind it, but that's we don't have to go into it. But it was named after a person, a Yolongo man who died.
Okay.
So they called it the Yidaki, and that's what the traditional name is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any interesting bits about your previous journeys with the last few years? We'll come to this year, your Australian trip in a bit.
Sure.
But before Australia happened, what was your learning experience? You spoke about someone in Germany. Do you want to talk about that?
Sure. I had a friend, and I had gone to buy some instruments from him, and so we kind of met off, and that's it. We played and we shared ideas, and I kind of understood that not a lot of people know how to play traditional, and that's what I learned from that meeting. So it's a difficult it's a challenging journey. Yeah, and it never ends, because there's so much more, and it takes a long time.
Can you, for a lay person, can you describe maybe, I don't know how many, I'm sure there are, like you had even mentioned earlier, there are no two Yidakis which are the same sound.
Right.
So what is the kind of sound are you what are the keys in in the Yidaki? Like
so the keys are A, B, C, D, E, F. There's G also. Then there are minors. There are major, minors in each, and mostly Didgeridoo is about. We'll call it Didgeridoo here for everybody. It's resonance and how it sounds, and each instrument is different because each tree is different, and since it's hollowed by white ants, which are there in the 90 million, or I'm not so sure about the number, but 900 million or 90 million hectares of eucalyptus tree that they have there in the forest.
Oh.
So they eat the inside of the didgeridoo. It's the only instrument in the world which can say that. Probably, I mean, again, it's my opinion also on that, but that it's eaten like it's completely made by nature, like no man has touched inside. And what you do is you just peel it from the outside and craft it to have a certain sound and everything, and all that goes into making a didgeridoo, and that's what is all this thing about making, playing. It's all complicated because it's natural instrument.
Yeah.
So very, very delicate as well, but very powerful.
It is quite powerful. I mean, every time you've come to the Hive and we had open mics, and every time we got the Didge, we used to make sure you would be the first to go on stage because you would just transform.
I appreciate that so much. You were very kind to me.
Not because you wanted to run away, but you actually transformed the whole space.
Day, yeah. So that space was quite an exposure for me also, because I've been these are all these things that I do at home by myself. I've never thought of doing anything here. I mean, I've been working, I've been a businessman, and so I have not thought in these lines and such. So when I started playing, and now I take more interest in things of such nature, then it's only because I can give credit to you that you say come play.
And tell us about some collaborations you've done in the past few months.
Well,
live collaborations.
I'm not supposed to talk about them, but
no, I'm
okay.
not talking about what's coming in the future. I'm saying generally you not collaborations. Maybe you just jammed with a few people, different sounds about.
Yeah, I've been
you
jamming.
You don't need to talk about the shows, but you can talk about what kind of sounds are you jamming with.
Yeah, I'm jamming with all contemporary instruments and anything which is even a little bit like I enjoy doing this thing that we have, the SSO.
Okay.
They have these different instruments that can be played.
Tell us what SSO stands for.
It stands for Sacred Symphony Orchestra.
Wow.
And it's like a meditation thing and yoga thing. But at the moment we are trying it with different instruments.
Okay.
Like last time there was 2 hand pans and a guitar guy.
Okay.
And it was me, and then there was the flute. And then another friend was on the bowls,
the Tibetan singing bowl.
Tibetan singing bowls.
Lovely.
So, I mean, we are experimenting and we are looking forward for doing more. At least I am on that front.
Yeah.
Whether, it happens or not, I want to be able to collab with Indian instruments also.
Yeah. So, before we step into the breaking news, fresh news, whatever, Kapil, if anyone wants to listen to his music or follow his posts or get in touch with him, he's Way of Yidaki on Instagram. Would you like to spell it out?
Way of the Yidaki. It's WAYOF, the THE, Yidaki, YIDAKI.
Yes, so that's Kapil. And now we will, before we get to Kapil's second name, last few months,
Guapo.
Kapil. So last few months before Kapil went to Australia, he was so excited. I'm going to Australia this year, like after Feb, April, May, somewhere. I'm going. So what was the agenda before, before you went to Australia? What all were you expecting?
Yeah. For me, it was a very fun experience and also something which I was looking forward for a long time. And so when I finally went, and it was not that I could not go last year or last year. It was all about how much prepared I am with the Yidaki that I play, and I'm able to, at least
do justice
to it. I'm learning this, and nobody is there to teach me, but here it is, and so I did that, and then that's it. I was adopted right away. They say, you're my son, he said.
You can't just dive into it. You got to tell us from the beginning. You got to tell us who Zulu
I'm
is.
too excited to tell you that.
Yeah, you got to tell us about the main man,
So, yeah.
his son.
So I went to Jalu,
yeah.
Jalu Guru Vivi family, and his wife Jennifer, his son Larry, who was there, Vernon.
Tell us about Jalu. Who is he?
So Jalu is, the world's, he's the father of music for me, and he's the world's greatest Yidaki player in the world, hands down. And he's a master craftsman. He's a spiritual leader and a clan leader of Gwalpo clan. He's just, the chief, of that. And
he's chief vital statistics of the Yidaki clan.
He's so their story is very interesting, where I met the family and they I knew the story, but the story was that one day there were a log of wood that was lying down, and all the clans came and played it, and everybody was like, no, there's no sound, and then Gwalpo clan came and played that Yidaki, and they played it so sophisticatedly and so beautifully that everybody was like, yeah, that's like, this clan knows how to play. So Gwalpo clan represents, and that's why Jalu is also known as the custodian of the Yidaki.
Okay. And
he's that status, and Yidaki holds a very special place in their ceremonies, and it's a spiritual instrument for them, and that's considered sacred to them. And
and you got adopted by them.
Yeah, exactly. And so
what does that mean? You got adopted by them is not just validation, but it's not just validation, but what else does come with that? What else comes with that?
Oh, I think responsibility comes with that.
Yeah.
And I think I will not take it lightly. At least for me, I don't care about what is for others. It's like something that was important to me, and it happened, and I feel I have a responsibility for that, to represent not only India in that sense, where I show my traditional roots as well, and put that in front of any new type of music and any collabs that are there. But I also appreciate something which I feel corely to me personally, where nothing else is involved, and nobody's involved in no countries or anything. Just me. For me personally, the Yidaki is something that I've been it saved my life. That's, I can say in one line.
It's
that important to me.
Yeah.
Spirituality has been in my culture for as long as I know. My mom is spiritual. Everybody I know that's spiritual. India is spiritual. That's not the point for me. Yeah. I know that this is a spiritual instrument. I don't need to be told about it. Yeah. My thing was more to experience sound.
Yeah. So that also means that you can officially teach.
Yeah, now now I can officially teach the traditional style, and I can represent that and make sure that it is at least pass down the correct knowledge is there, because that's the most important thing for me. I didn't get the correct knowledge, and over the years I had to gather bits and pieces. And now, at least in India, I'll be able to, take that forward, and maybe one day have the Guru Vivis come to India and have a festival on that and let them play, and that will be the end goal for me now, and have that recognition, as well as be recognized for Indian, classical that will collab with that to make that happen, so yeah.
Wonderful. I mean, I really feel really privileged. Last week when I came over to your place, you just got back from Australia, and you showed me the video of the ceremony, and it was so beautiful by the beach. I mean, the sea was so calm. I mean, it was beautiful. 18 hours away from civilization. I don't think, even if we had that passion, I don't think I'm cut. Things like Australia, I've lived there, I've studied there, and we know how nature's bigger than everything in Australia.
So much more prominent.
And you were in the thick of things. You were counting 17 crocodiles, bird-sized moths, bats, and
everything. And the bats came out, like the first day I saw the bats, I was like, is this the apocalypse? Are we finished here now? What is happening? There was like bats in the million. I had to ask the guy. He said every evening they come out from their caves in like at least they look to me a million, you know.
All you got to do is
everywhere.
next time come back with a Batman suit. Also,
So, you know,
yeah.
a good point. You said that, and that reminded me that my whole idea about going there and seeing, you know, what it was about for me, the sound, like I said, you know, the sound was important to see what the place the sound comes from, you know, because you can have a visit and you can have that, but once you know, you know, like I know what a didgeridoo can sound, but where does that sound come from, and how is that environment, you know, made those people play that way? And that is the traditional part of the, you can say, the romantic part of, you know, having in love with an instrument. So that kind of you know, reminds me of that here, you know. Yeah.
Nice. Anything else? How you missed?
So I also wanted to obviously end that saying that the sound, when I found out, what I found was that the land is very crude and cruel, and not cruel in the sense, but very harsh, and you know, it's
very rustic
and ferocious and dangerous also, and that's where the sound is coming from. That's where it has the grit sound, you know.
Wow. So it basically reflects the extremities
of earthy sound, very earthy sound, and
very extreme Mother Nature sound.
The
where
nature, you know. There's songs about the wind and the, you know, the sea and the clouds and the birds and the you know, animals. They have songs on that too, so that represents that, and it's quite nice.
Now, can you tell us the meaning of your name?
Right. So the name given to me was Guapo, and it means water. Yeah. And in fact,
the calmness,
you know,
of water, or the fierceness of water?
No, it just means water. Yeah. They had a song. I have it on Instagram. So they have one song called Guapo there, and which is, when it was played, like it was been told that that's what the song is about. So it's a beautiful song, and I put it on Instagram actually.
And Jalu's wife told you also.
Yeah,
like,
she told me also, like, this is your song. Like, so I was like, okay, I better pay attention. But it was a lot of fun. You know, the family are very sweet, and you know, other than that the whole trip was so engaging for me. Yeah. Because I got to experience Australia in its very raw form, like crocodiles and you know, crabs being hunted and eaten, and three nights we had in a bush. We burned fire, we stayed down, we took Yidakis, played there in the eucalyptus forest. Wow. You know, have that, and then you come to know, you appreciate the sound more. Yeah. And then more, you know, of that goodness would come out, I guess. The sweet goodness. Yeah.
Thank you, Kapil. Thanks for coming and sharing your great experiences.
Thank you so much for talking to me.
We wish you a lot of great collaborations coming, and I'm sure we together also looking forward to doing a lot, getting the awareness around. And yes, if you like the show, please connect with Kapil, and if you have any other questions for him, we'll make sure that we'll follow up, and you can connect with him directly now that you know where you can find him. Thank you so much, Kapil.
I appreciate it. Really, I do. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A Chord, a podcast by Arpana.